Welcome to the West Parry Sound District Museum's YouTube channel. Each month, we will talk about a unique artifact from our collection and the history connected to it. Like what you see? Don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. To see more amazing videos, please donate to the West Parry Sound District Museum and check out our website at www.museumontowerhill.com.
With an average annual snowfall of over 200 centimeters, the West Parry Sound District is a prime spot for winter sports and snow lovers. And when snow happens, Canadians sure know how to make the best of a long winter. We bundle up, head into the great outdoors, and partake in our favorite winter sport. But we didn't always have the technologies we do today, and winter sports looked a lot differently in the past. You may be surprised to learn how these sports originated and how far they've come. So strap on your winter gear and explore the history behind your favorite winter sport with us. Ice skating in Canada began as a way for people to easily travel across frozen lakes and ponds. The Haudenosaunee were reputed to have made some of the first skates by tying the shin bones of animals to their footwear with a leather rope. French explorers are documented skating as early as 1604 in Acadia, Nova Scotia. Ice skating became a popular recreational activity in the 1840s and quickly became a common social pastime, especially for women and girls. The first skaters in the Parry Sound District skated on the bay, as well as local lakes, rivers, and ponds. In 1877, Parry Sound got its first ice rink, the Princess Rink. It was an outdoor rink on Gibson Street and was soon followed by the first indoor skating rink, Granite Skating Rink, also known as the Virgo Rink. Constructed by Mr. Edwin Ellis Virgo in 1893, it was located at the bottom of Rosetta Street between Miller Street and Seguin River. It was demolished in 1920. Between 1859 and 1914, skates were metal blades that were attached to the bottom of a boot. This blade is a spring skate and has adjustable pieces on the sides to fit it directly to a boot. Before spring skates, the blades had to be attached to the boot with a rope or bolts. A stylish pair of women's ice skates with a lamb wolf cuff, known as tube skates, meaning the boot and the blade were permanently attached. Tube skates were invented in the early 1900s and have since become the norm. Skis, or a variation of skis, were used as many as 5,000 years ago in Scandinavia for traveling across snowy lands. It wasn't until the 1890s that skis began appearing in Canada. Parry Sound's best snow ski club, the Georgia Nordic, started in approximately 1979 as a small group skiing from Pinecrest Road in Nobel to 9 Mile on a single track. At 9 Mile Lake Road, an old garage marked the start of the trail, which was converted into a shelter where skiers could warm up. As the sport's popularity grew in the district, so did the club's trails, which now include 30 kilometers of trails for skiers of all levels. The Sounder Tour, a popular 50-kilometer event held by the Georgia Nordic, hosted its first annual ski party in 1981. These are a pair of wooden skis with metal and leather boot holders. While experiments with aluminum skis started in the 1920s, it wasn't until the 1950s that metal skis became more widely used. Here are a pair of leather ski boots with ankle support straps. Leather ski boots were used until plastic versions were introduced in the 1960s. This particular style of boot would have been made between 1930 and 1960. These ski poles have red leather wrist straps. In the early stages of the sport, skiers would only carry one pole. The poles aid balance and rhythm and help skiers push themselves across flat landscapes. Indigenous groups were the first to use toboggans in Canada to haul supplies and people across snow-covered landscapes. These toboggans were thinly made to travel along narrow trails and were usually pulled by a man or a woman wearing a chest harness. With the arrival of the Europeans to Canada, tobogganing as a recreational and competitive sport began to gain popularity, and the first club was formed in 1881. A favorite winter sport of youth in West Parry Sound District, tobogganing was enjoyed even on the coldest of days. The best place for sledding in town was Wabick Street, where a slide had been built at the highest point of the road. Tobogganers would have to climb to the very top and ride down, traveling along Prospect Street all the way down to what is known as Wabano Beach. It was the fastest sledding hill in the area, and a shack was built nearby for people to warm up between runs. This toboggan was made from wood with a rope handle for steering in the front. The style was originally called the Flexible Flyer and was patented in 1889. Before this, toboggans did not have a rope and were much more difficult to steer. Indigenous groups of North America were the first people to ice fish to gain access to food during the winter months. They used spears, nets, traps, and hooks, and decoys made out of bone or wood to attract fish. Tools like axes were used to break the ice to make a hole, and while fishing has been long a survival method in Canada, it has also become a fun way for people to spend their time, especially with the development of technology, which has led to the portable ice fishing hut, invented in the 1980s, and specialty fishing rods made for the ice. This district has some of the best fishing in Ontario, with perch, pike, walleye, and whitefish. As the sport's popularity has grown, the number of ice huts on the bay has increased. However, there are still those to choose to forego a hut and bear the cold winter wind. This fishing jig, made of wood, was used in Nobel. Instead of a rod, some fishermen would use a piece of wood similar to this, with a line wrapped around when ice fishing. This jigging rod is made of wood and metal. Jigging rods are often used for ice fishing because they allow the user to drop the line straight into the water where the ice is cut without casting. In the late 1800s, Strain Lake and Briggs Pond were two of the best places to play hockey in the district. The first recorded organized hockey match in Parry Sound was played at the Granite Rink in 1896 between the blue team and the white team. Since then, organized hockey has continued to grow in the West Parry Sound district, and men's teams such as the Shamrocks, Crescents, and Elks were formed. In 1907, the first recorded game of girls hockey was played at the curling rink. Over the years, Parry Sound has produced several successful hockey players, including the famous Bobby Orr. This leather Brunswick Junior C level team jacket was worn by Brian McKenna. Brian McKenna was also a part of the 1964 McTier Legion Flyers, who were inducted into the Bobby Orr Hall of Fame in 2014. This men's wool tartan jacket belonged to a member of the Brunswick hockey team during the 1965-66 season. The team was Junior C level OHA champions that year. Another popular local sport is curling. We recently had an exhibition on curling in the Parry Sound district, and if you're interested in learning about this history sport, check out some of the other videos we've posted on our channel. If you've liked this video, please make sure to like and subscribe and share, and stop by every month to see more videos.